In the module 51, we will discuss conceptualizing knowledge dynamics. We have to keep in mind that how the knowledge is created and what are the sources of the knowledge and how the knowledge is used by the teachers. This topic is one way important for the teachers because they are concerned with how the knowledge is created and how the knowledge is supposed to be transferred to the students. The nature of the knowledge and keeping in view the nature of the knowledge, the teacher has to transfer that knowledge to the students. So there are two main areas that one has to keep in mind. One is epistemic practices and the epistemic objects. How the knowledge is created, what types of the knowledge and forms of the knowledge, and what types of the epistemic objects are there. So there are basically two main areas. And when we talk about the epistemic practice perspectives of the epistemic practice, the knowledge is how the knowledge is produced. We have to keep in mind how the knowledge is circulated, how the knowledge is approached. There are different ways and means to approach the knowledge. For example, research journals, for example, group discussions, for example, newspapers, for example, textbooks, for example, blogs, etc. And the most important nowadays is in distinct ways and different communities. There are different ways to explore the knowledge, to access the knowledge. It also reveals the interrelated dynamics of the knowledge practices. And the culture is contemporary of society is important, and in which culture we are living and what patterns of the knowledge persist in that society. And the epistemic practices includes this different, as I already mentioned, the different perspectives. It draws attention to the logic and the arrangements through which knowledge is generated, and the knowledge is circulated, and the collectively recognized within other expert communities. For example, and what kind of the knowledge is practiced in the school or the college or the university teachers communities and different communities and the different setups. So that is essential to be known or understood by the teachers. And the other aspect that we discussed for conceptualizing the knowledge epistemic aspects, the other object was area was epistemic object. Expert communities are typically object centered, as they are oriented towards exploring the knowledge, developing the knowledge, and mobilizing knowledge objects. Where to explore the knowledge? What are those objects where to explore and where to develop those areas, those concepts, those things, those type specific knowledge of specific thinking patterns? So that become the epistemic objects. These objects prove very helpful in describing complex combination of the material to solve educational problems. Definitely, on the basis of these type of the objects and the approaches, educational problems are to be explored, and the educational problems are to be sought out, resolved with the specific approach. And the epistemic objects are characterized by their question generating characters. What kind of the question? For example, what type of the questions, how type of the questions, why type of the questions, exploratory questions, probing questions, investigative questions. It depends what kind of the knowledge and the object is to be explored, and it depends upon what kind of the questions are to be put forward. Lack of the completeness of being. What is object? Object is a being, entity, and to what extent it is complete, it depends on the exploration and the approach of the teachers or the individual who is dealing with. They are defined at once by what they are and what they are not yet. It means you have to explain, is it complete or the completeness, or it is not complete, in the future, what are the chances of that specific concept. Then we have to discuss knowledge dynamics. Epistemic objects contribute to knowledge dynamics of the expert communities, because knowledge is not static, knowledge is dynamic. It flows, it grows, knowledge changes, knowledge multiplies, knowledge on the basis of the new concept, on the basis of basis of this epistemic aspects, knowledge becomes redundant, obsolete, and new knowledge is going to be created by their ways of generating practice when they are approached. It depends how the knowledge is going to be approached, as they carry structuring principles of the practice and also give direction for the use of that knowledge and engagement with the episteme object in different settings. For example, opens for different epistemic practices. For each epistemic practice, you have different approaches and different means. For example, if you want to have a discussion, if you want to have questions, if you for this type of the knowledge, you need to have lecturing, etc. And it may generate different learning opportunities. And social implications of conceptualization of the knowledge. Epistemic practices and knowledge in the context of the epistemic practices. And the epistemic practices and the objects relations do not have social implications. They are without social implications. For example, your behavior, your status, it is regardless of your status and your life patterns. Their materials and the symbolic expressions constitute problem areas around which communities form purposefully. Communities of the knowledge, epistemic communities, are created purposefully, and in some context it may be created, it may be evolved unpurposefully. For example, you find like-minded people without your planning and without your efforts, but that is not as composite and as well designed community that is designed by the way purposefully. For unresolved problems, they call for collective actions and problem solving practices. As epistemic practices and object relations allows for different aspects. And what are those aspects? For example, specific types of the knowledge engagement and the community formations. And the specific formations and different are the specific aspects of the engaging some community is there for in order to have formation of the knowledge, creation of the knowledge, exploration of the knowledge. So in this way, they serve to link local professional practices. For example, while sitting in the small town, small village, or at the school as a unit of that society, practices of that group of the teachers, group of the community may be different from the similar type of the institutions or the schools or the unit of that similar areas. It depends how that community looks at the things and behaves and explores the things. And nowadays, professional communities has been considered as the most important and the basic component for the professional development of any type of the profession, regardless of how important and how less important one profession is. For example, each community, each society, each nation has prioritized the status of the professions. So their professional communities are essentially important for each of the profession, regardless the profession. It is legal practice, it could be the medical profession, engineering, etc. So the status of the professional communities nowadays is are not restricted to their immediate sites of practices. It's not restricted. You go beyond to your areas, to your knowledge. For example, if I'm a knowledge practitioner in the medical field, I must know the psychology of the patient and psychological practices. And so my professional communities may have unlimited boundaries to go and explore further areas of the knowledge relevant to my profession. Rather, every community is a part of the complex web of the people and activities and the material and the structures are for the status of the professional communities.